hearing the chattering, I suggest the party members behind us, or behind me, to kind of, you know, get assume kind of a stationary status. While Knox being first off, I you know try and do a perception check myself, as well as maybe suggest that he does the same. At least trying to see from his forward vantage point if there is any sort of problems further up ahead. 7 being the one that I got initially.
So you're just trying to look at what's ahead, basically.
Yeah, I'm kind of motioning for Knox to maybe keep an eye out or maybe perceive something. But on my own, I'm only rolling a 7 to see. I'm assuming the path ahead of us, besides obviously what we've already went through, is still only like, you know, Hingman sized. So
Actually, by now, what you come to after about an hour and a half is it kind of opens up onto an actual road itself. So you can kind of tell that from where you started to where you've ended up, it was a path that was made by figures that small to travel from one point to another, not in a straight line, but definitely cutting a distance somewhat. And you've now ended up on a road further north somewhere of Gold Hills proper and Dell's farm.
I tap Knox on the shoulder.
I kind of startle. Huh?
Might I suggest I take the lead, sir, just in case we run afoul of any enemies.
I don't say anything. I just kind of gesture with my hands to lead the way.
All right. I assume frontal position as we move, step onto this road. Which I guess can I make a insight check to see like if this is like a wide enough path for like a larger traffic, like say carriages or wagons and such.
I'm gonna say that's more of a survival check, just knowing having a general knowledge of what happens on roads like this and who generally travels them, and
Not bad.
so um, most commonly this is traveled by some larger carts for transport, people on foot, people on horseback, all different kinds of foot traffic, pedestrian, what have you. It's a well-traveled road.
Sean, Sean. I'd like to think that I kind of with my shield on my back and my mace on my hip and all that stuff. I assume a rather low Pink Panther stance, and like just sprawling myself on like all fours, and kind of get a low like half a foot inch or half a foot from ground level vantage point. Um, I'm of course doing this in front of everybody, and they can see my head darting back and forth, looking from side to side of the trail.
What you looking for?
Stuffing things. No. I kind of stand up abruptly, realizing that I actually have companions. Kind of went into a little tangent there where I was thinking I was by myself. Well, it appears this route is possibly traveled. I'm not sure about recently, but at the very least, we must be on guard. Whatever might have been taking the path previous is definitely joining into potentially larger affairs. But let us continue forth.
Verily.
Barrelay. And with that, I move. I kind of head down the path further. and while kind of seeing it cut around the bend, getting further around the bend here, do I need to make a perception check at all to see if there's any sort of disturbed nature around, or maybe things off the beaten path, if you will?
If you'd like to.
Just straight perception, yes, sir.
Straight perception?
Yep, just perception. So the 13 there.
Yes.
You do notice that over to your right, just this kind of whole general area is at a higher elevation that you are. It's a smaller hill, mostly made out of stone rather than actual dirt. And you can you can't see anything, but you can, again, just slightly smell a fire. Not actively going, but there has been one recently.
Musky tusk.
The musket.
I see the path branch offwards, and potentially being a source of investigation, I kind of turn and I relay the information to the rest of the party. What do you gentlemen think? Do we check this out? Obviously, like being early in the morning, approximately, Wilson, how much time has passed since we broke off from Dell's farm?
You probably, well, you didn't wake up. The two that slept probably woke up at somewhere around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and by now it's 9:30, getting closer to 10.
So yeah, I guess I look to the two rested individuals, Knox and Eggman. So, gentlemen, we checked out this potential site.
What say we flank? We go in pairs.
Go through the forest, or?
Well, that's up on a hill.
If you want to travel through the forest, especially going uphill, it's going to be rough terrain. So half your movement speed.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you're talking. You can see where I'm pointing, right? You're talking there, right?
Yep.
It potentially might be worthwhile. I will be willing to take the frontal flank up to the edge and along the obvious path.
Okay, how about we do have the...
Can you see where I've drawn?
Yes. Yes. Again.
Basically, all that is uphill from where you are.
It's everything is slanted uphill, at least from the path, but definitely looking to the right. That would be uphill, as it were.
So yes, should we split up into two groups then?
We could potentially.
Would you want to do that?
It's gonna take a while.
I think maybe we should just stick together since we got two guys with one level of exhaustion.
It's up
We
to
could
you.
stick one
The
exhausted
path
dude with one rested dude.
heading into the camp might be treacherous simply because of that marching order.
I don't know, I guess Hingman and me, you want to sneak through the woods?
Sure.
All right.
Do you want
Knox.
to stealth through the woods, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go up to the front of the path still.
All right. Knox and I take up kind of close proximity to the edge of the path there, and Hangman and Wainwright, you and Hangman try and ascend to the hillside. Knox and I will attempt to investigate from the front.
Okay,
We separate companies.
so Broadshow and Sean, where are you right now from, how far from the path are you?
Are we doing our normal movement speed?
No, it's rough terrain, so you only move half your movement speed.
I guess that's what I meant by normal movement speed. So my half of my speed, 25.
We probably separated company right about there.
That's about as far as I can make it in one turn with my.
Well, you guys,
plate
no, I
and
mean to
everything.
say you guys were
Yeah.
like about 15 feet. As far as
scale
over
mail-
difficult terrain.
Yeah, scale mail drops you down 5 feet per sec, or 5 feet, right?
No, scale mail doesn't decrease your movement. It just it gives you disadvantage on stealth.
Like, what's your movement speed?
I
30 feet.
should be able to go my full movement, or half my
No,
movement.
half your movement.
There we
because
go.
Difficult terrain halves your movement, so
Yep.
you're going to be able to go 15.
15.
Because both you and Higman have the same amount of movement,
Mm-hmm.
30 feet.
Right. So I should probably toss out a stealth check too then, huh?
Yeah.
If you are trying to be stealthy, yep. Okay.
Use my luck to get that 21, since I'm going to have to roll at
You
disadvantage.
are rolling at disadvantage, so you do have to take that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to use my last luck point to
You
use the
get last luck
21.
point. Okay. All right. So
I'm out of luck.
you're out of luck, but you're turning that 8 into 21.
Yes.
And
No, you have new luck. It's a new day.
I didn't rest though.
no, he didn't rest.
Oh, yeah.
I'm out of luck.
Shit out of luck.
Okay, so you guys are both for stealth.
All right.
Cool.
So you guys are both stealth. I kind of see the rise in the terrain. I give Nock one kind of reassured look, like just a nod of the head, and I kind of make my movement forward. Is this also difficult terrain heading up this path, or?
No, that path is actually relatively clear. There's a little bit of gravel and loose rocks, but it's not hard to walk up. As you get up to the top of or at least the crest of this hill, which is, I would say, about where you are right there, I need you to make a perception check. And if you're trying to be stealthy, make a stealth check, please.
Are we being stealthy here? We're walking straight up their main path.
I am not trying to be stealthy at all.
Neither am I.
Admittedly, I'm trying to make as much noise as I can,
Same. I think it would be good to
just to kind of direct attention towards us,
Mm-hmm.
or at least the direction that we're at.
make a
So-
performance check.
I was gonna say, if you like, I can make a performance check, but I'm digging my heels in with every step.
I'm kicking those gravel pieces around and
No, that's easy enough to differentiate that you guys are actually trying to make noise. That's fine. So as you get up to the top of that hill there, you can see rustling and hear commotion inside of these tents. There's definitely movement inside, and you hear like guttural little
nice.
as three goblins appear out of, well, two appear out of this tent and one out of this tent over here, and you see another one come scurrying out of the forest over in this direction.
Boom, 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 boom.
And further behind him you can see a river or a small stream flowing.
All right. In as intimidating voice as I can produce, I kind of look to each of the goblins that I can see, and in as booming a voice as I can, as I'm like waiting for my page to load. I look at all of them and say, "Have you been the cause of all of the trouble in the surrounding area? There seem to be several farmers about that are having problems with things disappearing in the night. And I would like to know, is this your doing?"
Which one are you looking at
The
specifically?
closest one to me by the tent.
So it just looks at you and once you're done speaking, kind of just looks at the ones across the fire from it, and just points its bow at you and a couple times and gestures like, and he's about to open fire on you.
Alright.
So roll initiative. Yep, both of you.
Got it.
Actually, the two of you make
This
a
one guy
perception
who's
check,
for
please.
sure slower at the draw than me.
I need Sean and Broadshaw to make a perception check to see if you do hear any of this commotion going on.
Well, I'm at a disadvantage, so I don't notice
Well,
anything.
no,
I'm
perception
guessing.
check. Not perception check isn't disadvantage.
Oh, it isn't.
Stealth check.
Okay.
I guess.
No, everything's a disadvantage when you're at a level of exhaustion. Every skill check.
True.
So I don't
That's
really
the
notice
true.
much.
Neither of you hear anything really besides what you've been hearing since you started walking up the hill. So there you go. Okay. So Mr. Spearman, seeing the big bad dragonborn come up the hill, is going to advance on him.
Both
All right.
big guys.
Yep, the tallest of men.
And you can only make it to about right there.
Ooh.
Alright.
So he's going to try and hit you with his spear using the length of the weapon. And he rolled an 18 to hit.
Ooh,
Holy shit.
he matches. I'm gonna use my reaction to cast shield. So it adds a +5 to my AC, including the attack that was just hit.
Okay, so that attack actually misses. As the spear stabs out and would hit you in the lower abdomen, right above the pelvis on one of your sides there, a flash of white blinding light just goes over your entire torso as the shield spell takes effect and absorbs all of the damage, and you stand there, not even moved at all by the momentum of the jab.
And they're just, not even trying to intimidate, just to reassert myself in the eyes of Gond, and I subtract a spell slot.
So that's all that he can do on that turn, sadly. Nox, it is your turn.
What can I see that's directly around me? Do I see any like big stones?
There are a few stones of middling size, larger melons kind of the thing, around the fire itself. Some to sit on, that kind of for seats the size that goblins would sit on.
What were you thinking about doing, I guess?
Mage hand.
Well,
Mage hand?
I was gonna use mage hand.
is a cantrip, I believe.
I thought it was first.
Sean, type it in there.
mage hand is a cantrip.
Mine only lasts
Okie dokie.
2.
Yeah. What were you thinking about doing with the mage hand?
I'm gonna try to grapple the guy attacking you,
Oh, okay.
and just keep him in place so you can have at him.
Mage hand can only lift 10 pounds, I believe.
Yeah,
It
mage
can.
hand is more like
So it wouldn't be able to grapple an opponent.
mage hand is more like lifting mundane
You like
objects.
pull a lever.
Oh.
Like
Yeah,
using the
like
grab an
force.
if you need somebody, if you need something to grab.
Big bitch hand.
Can I make it grab gravel and throw it?
Throw a handful of gravel in his face.
Pocket sand?
Pocket sound.
Pocket
If
sand.
you'd like to.
I'm gonna try to do that.
Pocket sound sounds good.
Okay. So you'll be casting. Okay, you'll be casting Mage Hand, and then you'll make a ranged spell attack against him.
10.
It does not hit him.
It was like a
Or at
handful of
least
gravel.
It does not really do much damage.
Whiffed it
I just-
completely.
Believe me,
I
man.
threw it behind me.
It kind of bounces off of the small shield that he
Kind
has,
of
and
spike it into the
it
ground.
hits a couple hit his shin, but it doesn't really do much to him.
I just look over. I'm like, worth a shot.
I kind of shrug at him in between like bouts of flame, kind of bouncing where the goblin. Had
That was
tried to strike
improvised.
me.
That was
But
fun.
all the same, I don't believe you have any sort of.
Yeah, is there anything else that you want to do in your turn?
I'm gonna stay where I'm at. I'm gonna hold my ground and just brace for whatever's gonna happen.
Okay. Now it's Mr. Bowman over there. And he's going to move out just a little bit to get a better view, turn, and fire upon the even bigger target, the half-orc.
And he's gonna try and make a shot on you.
And that flies wide over your left shoulder, down the path behind you, and you can hear it sink into the ground. It was nowhere near hitting you.
Oh, just a question. What's your AC?
11.
11? Okay, alright.
Yeah, he rolled a 3, so it really doesn't matter. He didn't hit you at all.
Ouais.
Whiffed it.
Whiffed it. And Wilson, there you go.
Now, his buddy with the knives is pretty eager to do something as well, so he's going to get into the fray by moving as far as he can towards you. And that's about as far as he can get with actually dashing. He's going to try and throw one of his daggers at you if he can.
Ooh. Alright, ranged attack with a dagger.
At who?
You.
Me?
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh,
Looks
okay.
like he's throwing it at you.
They saw the wild magics flowing from your hands.
Yes, he's throwing a dagger at you.
Mage hand still up? Do I still have?
And he rolled a 15 to hit you. The dagger sinks into your shoulder, digging in a little bit further than you wanted it to. It's gonna really sting for a little bit after this, doing 3 piercing damage to you.
Alright. So the damage type is important just because if
6
you
plus your
eventually
Constitution
become resistant
modifier.
to some of that. So 6 plus your Constitution modifier.
So
17.
that's 6.
You don't have like what's
Your
Oh, yeah,
Constitution
yeah.
modifier.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, so you take 3 damage.
So
Mhm.
you're
You're
down
at
to
3
3
HP.
points.
Yep.
All right.
And you can
Woo!
fill in the 6 on your maximum
I know
right
how that
there.
feels. Been there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, realistically, you have a third more HP than him. You're strong. You're actually more constitutionally sound than as someone who's like a third of your like 2. Why not? 3 times your
To
size.
be fair, I'm like 70 years old.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm a senile old man that doesn't even.
You're like more confident than you are physically.
That's why I'm playing really defensive. I don't want to die.
Halfling physicality.
But that's going to be the end of Daggerman's turn, bringing it around to the Dragonborn.
All right. Fearing not martial combat, I am going to. Who's Marshall?
Combat.
I'm going to roar as loud as I can. Can I use like say a performance check to like raise awareness to the other 2 in our party to maybe like convince them to that shit's going down and for them
Put a
to
little-
join the fray?
Put a little bustle in our hustle.
No, you can. That's just a free action. You can just yell out anything that you want to.
I just in like the heat in just kind of the heat of the moment, I yell, "To battle!" as my shield spell diminishes, and the goblin in front of me, I'm going to just take a kind of like half step forward, dig my heel in half kind of like perpendicular to him, and just come swinging about with my mace.
And the mace just barely clips him, and it hits the outside of his shield. He was trying to block it, but it sends the shield with the momentum of your force back into him, doing the 5 bludgeoning damage.
And I'm assuming that you guys at this point hear this, kind of guttural, like,
Oh yeah.
kind of like
Maybe.
serpent-like yell or
Perception
roar.
check?
I'm sure we've
I don't
been.
think you guys.
I'm sure we've been
assuming.
hearing shit.
Yeah.
Perception check.
I was kind of
Yeah.
kidding.
You didn't
but
hear shit before.
Do
Yeah,
you want
go
us to
ahead.
do one?
Yeah, perceive.
For all you know, you're still preparing for the pincer attack.
Gotcha.
Hold up.
Wainred, come on, man.
I'm tired, man. Leave me
Hear
alone.
shit.
It's coming.
The small halfling in front of you turns around and says, "You hear that?" And he's the one who has to point it out to you, as you are now aware of the battle